Good evening, Booze. I hope you're having an extra spooky Sunday. And I know there are a lot of other streams going on tonight. So I don't expect us to have, I don't expect there to be a lot of you guys in chat tonight, but I'm just going to go and do my thing. I had to cancel one live this week because of my finger incident. And I didn't want to have to cancel another one. And I do have a teenager who is waiting for me to drive them back to their house. So I can't be too late with my stream tonight. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to do my thing. And yeah, hopefully you guys catch this on the replay. If not, um, yeah, please do though, at least. And don't forget, give me a thumbs up on the videos if you guys do like them. I've been working hard this week trying to get trying to get some more shorts out there for with the videos, and a few of them did pretty good this week. So I'm happy with those. Got a few new subscribers, and to those I'm saying welcome. You're part of the Boo Crew now. I don't know if that will stick, but I'm just going to call you the Boo Crew right now. I'll probably change my mind in a couple of weeks because that's the sort of thing I do. I'm a little indecisive at times. Something sounds really good to me at one point, and then a couple of weeks will go by, and I'm like, I don't like that so much. But so as I knock everything off here, as my desk moves away from me, uh, just a couple things. So tonight we're going to be talking about cemetery guardians, and this is something that I haven't I know some of the folklore around it. So I while I was sort of out of it with my finger, not and being a little messed up on some pain meds there for a couple of days, I decided that I was gonna I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, a lot of them Scottish, because I love Scotland. And I am a lot of Scottish in me. I have a lot of Scottish in me, and I am a lot of Scot. Um, so I really got into watching those videos. Hopefully, they're as interesting, or hopefully, the folklore is as interesting um, to you guys as it is that as I found it while I was on pain meds. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I didn't prepare a whole lot just because I don't know how long I'm going to hang in there. This finger, I mean, it's a finger, right? Like it shouldn't hurt this much, but I do not like pain meds, and I do not, especially do not like being on antibiotics. So this has not been, it happened Wednesday night. I would have rather just cut my finger off and have it and had them sew it back on. But unfortunately, I don't want to lose a finger. So I'm just dealing with it for the time being. And so this is kind of what it looks like. Um, it looks a little profane. I can't give anybody the bird right now because it's really yeah, it doesn't look like it just looks like I'm giving somebody the peace sign. So it's not. Um yeah, it's not it's definitely doesn't look appropriate for screen time, but hello clips and welcome. Yeah, so this is what this ugly thing looks like. I had to rewrap it a little bit because it got wet in the shower, so I have some pretty duct tape on it. I found this is some vet wrap that I had for one of my like when you have horses, you always have this stuff kind of like stuck around. And yeah, and when you point at somebody with this, like, yeah, it's kind of like a looks like a little pew pew, right? But it does look a little perverted. And I tomorrow morning I'll be at the hand surgeon. They're gonna tell me I get to see what it looks like because I this has been on there since Thursday. Um, and what they did, so I had a cat bite. I know I said I had a saber tooth tiger bite. Um, but it felt like it. I mean, it really did feel like my whole finger was gonna come off, but it didn't. But yeah, it swelled up really bad. I don't know how much you guys we talked about this, like, what was it? Was it a week or just like a little while ago? And I don't know. Clips, right? We were talking about I think we talked about iguana bites as well, and oh my god. I should have just kept I should not have said anything because I think I cursed myself to, walk around with this sausage it's not even a sausage, I can't even say it looks like a sausage, it's just I'd rather have my little fat sausage finger back than walk around with this thing, but yeah, so I got a cat bite. When you get one on your finger and it's on a joint, take it very seriously, get to the doctor, pretty quickly. I did everything I was supposed to do. I washed it out, and I took an ibuprofen, which I hate taking anyway because they tear up my stomach. Ugh, they're just gross. So there it is. But yeah, even though it was only about maybe 10 hours, yeah, I totally jinxed myself. It's like, good thing I don't have, iguanas running around because that probably would have been what attacked me. If there was, I would have been yeah, and they have really nasty look at the see, it just looks ridiculous, but, hopefully, uh, a nurse puts a new bandage on tomorrow. I'm sure they're probably gonna put another one on. Hopefully, it'll look a little better than this. I did ask the doctor if I could do it myself, and she just kinda and I'm like, "Well, 20 years as a vet tech, in practice, the doctors usually don't wrap the wounds and wrap the legs up, right? It's, the vet techs that do it." So we're good at it. Like and I've wrapped enough horse legs, cat legs, broken le I mean, I've wrapped a lot, and I definitely can wrap a whole lot better than what this hand surgeon, um how she wrapped it. So, they had to slice open so it was on the this side of my finger, on the outside of it, so they had to pretty much slice from the knuckle up to where my the fingernail bed, and she had to like, she was plucking away in there for a while, and, like, I didn't feel it. I just you could just, like, kinda feel the tugging, but, um and then when the pain not the pain, but when the numbing stuff wore off, ooh, it did not feel good, but, they gave me some really good drugs, pain meds, and I'm gonna tell you, I was not lucid for a few days, and I felt miserable, and then, of course, I got 2 antibiotics, they are horse pills, and I have one sitting here that I have to take tonight, and I'm just kinda looking at it and putting it off because they're so nasty, and they smell like, if you ever get a whiff of, like, the bottle, oh god, it's nasty. So, that has been my ordeal. I know Stevie called me weak, but I'm fine with that. I mean, I've been kicked in the head by a horse, I've been kicked in the knee by a horse. I've been kicked by a horse in a lot of places, and I'm gonna say this probably hurt more than any of the kicks that I had because once they kick you, like, that's done, but this hurt, like, almost immediately, right? So but, I'm laughing now. I'm not mad at my cat that bit me. She's been in some pain, and she's it's a lot of nursing care for her. So, she just had enough, and I had to clean her bottom, and she did not appreciate that. Yeah. So, that is it. Tomorrow, I go back to the hand surgeon. They're gonna tell me, I'm hoping it's all healed up underneath there. Pretty sure it's not, though, but hopefully the bandage tomorrow when I come back on Tuesday night, I hope it looks um, less perverted, cause yeah, Sassy had said that it looked like Marcus. So those of you guys who know I think everybody here should know who Marcus is, right? Um, Yeah, because it had that color, that beige wrap, that the ugly beige wrap that they use in the hospital, so that's what it initially had on it, but I got it the bottom part wet in the shower, because the only way not to get, your bandage wet in the shower is just not to take a shower, but I was getting funky, like, it was getting real by Saturday, and I'm like, "Oh, no, I gotta wash my hair, I gotta." And then you find out you can only shave one armpit. Because this arm has got like, I got in there today and I took my shower, but I just held the top. It was really, um it took a lot of effort, but yeah, I just held on to the top of the shower bar and just kept my hand up there like that, and then I washed what I could reach. So, but I tried, Pat, there's no fitting a glove over this thing. I tried it with, I took a big Ziploc bag and then I duct taped all around it, and I thought I had it really tight, and so, like, I bent down to, like, wash my legs, and just immediately water ran in there from someplace, so then I had to go cut all that part off, but I left this part wrapped up. Guys, my life is a hot mess of a dumpster fire, I tell you, this week is I should not have woke up on Monday morning, I should have just stayed in bed. Well, no, wait, Tuesday was okay. I should have stayed in bed as of Tuesday and just not done anything till the weekend, and I probably would have been safe. So, um, I managed to get my hair washed, but this is all I can do with it is to pull it all up. Uh, yeah, and I look like I don't know, I think I look like a country music singer from, like, the '60s, like, I got some closer to God hair going on up here, but, yeah. Uh, but I'm in good spirits, sorta. I'm here. I'm trying to smile. But yeah, it was, it's been fun. It's been a long time since I've had to do the whole cat bite thing. I haven't been bit really good like this in a long time. It's been years. I got tore up on my thumb once, and the infection set in, and I had to have that, like, uh, yeah, we won't go there because we'll save that beautiful story for some other, like, one of the pet nights that we wanna do, and we'll talk about it then, yeah, so that's not very much fun. Let me look back and see what you guys said here, and then, I've got a book to show you. Oh, Pat, dang it, Pat, I have a video for you. I didn't load it though, because I just running out of time today for everything, but oh my gosh. Where's my phone? Maybe I can load it real quick. Yeah, I'll do that because. But I do have one really funny video. I found another creepy girl video. I don't know if I don't think OB's played it yet, so I'm trying to get a march on her. And, hopefully I don't think she's played it. I've been at her lives except for tonight, obviously, but, yeah, this is another one of those creepy girl videos, and she's, not qui I don't she's good, but I don't know, that other girl might still she's taken 1st place still, I think, because she's a little that one I believe that has the rat tails, I believe her. I think she really does have a collection of them. Um but let me go up here. Yeah, I did totally jinx myself. Yeah, and we were talking about cat scratch fever. I wish she would have just scratched me because then I could have just taken antibiotics and I wouldn't have needed all the other stuff. But oh gosh, I tell you guys, like I said, my life, it's just like somebody poured gasoline on me and and set it on fire. So, see, I know nothing about iguanas except to fear them, and that's essentially what I did. Like, I only had a couple run-ins with I only worked at the one vet that I worked with that handled exotics. I think I told you guys about my snake experience. Um and then the giant iguana that, like, took up a exam table, and after I left there, I don't think I ever worked with any more I never worked with any more birds or iguanas, and you know what? I kinda liked it that way. I like cats and dogs. I love horses. Those are the craziest animals I wanna deal with are, horses and feral cats. That's as crazy as I wanna get anymore. No iguanas, no snakes, because they will eat. They're crazy enough as it is. Like, I even had a feral cat one time. The lady thought when she came in, she had it in a live trap, and she thought she was supposed to take it out of the live trap, and we're like, "No, no, 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 you weren't supposed to take it out," and this cat literally climbed the walls in the exam room, and he was like, it was like mass pandemonium. It was just crazy, and this cat got down on the floor. I got bit in the back of my leg, and the doctor got bit, like, in the shoulder because this cat was just flying, and then there were, like, cat scratches all over. It was just, yeah, and then the cat we got it into just a regular cat carrier finally, but still, it was, yeah, it's good times, good times. I really do. I miss Dallas because, yeah, there's so many fun people. Yeah, at least, I was miserable. I rather be completely knocked out like I was. Um, I got a phone call and I was, I mean, the 3 sheets to the wind, that's where I was. I was really happy, but I really wish I would have just been left alone so I could sleep, because once I woke up, I couldn't get back to sleep, and then, like, all that good, the lidocaine and everything that they had put in my hand and the extra pain meds that they gave me, yeah, all that wore off at about midnight, and then I'm laying there like, it wasn't fun, but yeah, it's healing. I think it's in oh, Jane, I think she's able to kinda prop herself up a little bit more and go to the bathroom on her own. So, paws crossed. It's just a wait and see with her. I'm trying not to think what I what happens otherwise right now, because it's just, I think I kind of hit my limit this week with how much more I can handle, and I think I can handle a lot, but I'm done. I'm done. Please, nobody die. Nobody, don't catch on fire or anything. Stevie, don't catch anybody on fire in the chat. Um, yeah, so that's all. That's my update on that. I'll give you another one on Tuesday. I'll let you guys know how Jane's doing. She's happy enough. I mean, she's purring and she's eating well. So, um, I want cats shouldn't have teeth. They should just be little old grandmas with no teeth because they know how to use them. I mean, cat scratches are bad enough, but then you get to cat bites, and yeah, but hey, it's not an iguana bite, and hopefully this doesn't fall off. It's not throbbing anymore. Nothing's gushing out of it. So I think I'm gonna get to keep my finger, but um and oh my gosh, cutting potato. Oh, oh my gosh. Well, at least you cut it. Oh, at least you cut it at home, and it was, yeah, holy crap. During COVID, yeah, I would have just grabbed my own, sewing kit, right? And just like bite a bullet and sew it up. Because it wouldn't have been worth going to the hospital, not during COVID, right? But yeah, Clips, you rock. I know Stevie thinks you probably rock because he said I was a wuss. So most of mine though, I was a wuss because of the pain meds. They gave me what's that stuff? Dilaudid? Dilaudid. And I had that after another surgery, and I think that's one I can't. It was not sitting well with me. I couldn't even sleep really. So if they give you pain meds and you just sleep, you don't think about hurting, right? And I couldn't even sleep. So I just laid there kind of hurting, and then I started getting anxious cuz I couldn't sleep, but like I said, I still got my finger. So, well, we'll see. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow they'll cut it off. So, yeah. Um Oh, yeah, where oh, little Calico's over she's eating right now, so if she comes over here, I'll let her pop up, but, Mrs. Pansy Truffle or Tansy, why did I call her Pansy? Tansy Truffle Bottoms, she bites me, like, she nibbles, right, like little kittens do, she chews on my finger, but, yeah, she's so cute when she does it too, because 'cause I'll go, "Ow," and she's like she'll stop and look at me because she thinks she hurt me or something, and I just she can't hurt me, I love her so much. So, um, but yeah, the let's see. And, right now, TNZ, so she has, I mix kitten replacer milk in with her canned food, and she'll go eat, and then she'll get back up by me, and her face is like it's gross, but and she smells like cat food and milk replacer, ooh, which is gross, but, yeah, and then she comes up and she's, like, giving me kisses, and but I still love her 'cause I she's just the sweetest, she's just my little girl, we go down here, you guys are getting ahead of me. Sassy, you have missed, oh, wait, is that what killed no, that's not what killed Michael Jackson, though. It was the, propofol propofol propofol. I think that's what he was taking because that's like a like, it could be given to you, like, as a drip, and I think that's what he was taking to help him sleep, but I don't know how you could function. Sorry, these antibiotics are I'm probably gonna be drinking a whole lot this is lemonade. That's all I've wanted to drink, like, I soda's making me nauseated, but, um, yeah, I wish I could have had some propofol. I could just sleep it off for 3 days, but when I did finally get to sleep, whew, I slept 10 hours, Friday night, and then I slept another 10 hours yesterday, so, like, once I closed my eyes, I was, like, I was out. So maybe it just took a little time for the pain meds to kick in. I don't know. I mean, I hear redheads, we're supposed to, supposedly we need more pain meds than the typical person, but I don't know about that. I definitely did not need any more of that Dilaudid because that stuff is I don't like it. I don't know how I guess I'm just I guess I don't have to worry about becoming a meth addict or anything because I just I don't like that feeling all that much. Like I like my gummies, I'm not going to lie, because they just make me a little happy and then I go to sleep and that's really all I usually that's all I want. Just a little happiness and sleep. I'm not that hard to satisfy, but, so here he is, sassy, but Marcus is now wrapped in pride bandage, so, I don't know what Marcus would call this could be a new family member for him, if it doesn't turn out well, this could be another carcass because I think that was, his little blue buddy, but so he's doing well. I wanted to get some googly eyes, but like I said, I ended up just sleeping this stuff off because that's really all I could do. And Pat says, no, that was a separate thing. Okay, so he was addicted. I don't, you know what? If MJ was still alive, he could have the rest of. There's like half a bottle left of these things. I'm gonna ask. Well, I don't know. I'm doing fine on just Tylenol now, so it's fine. I don't. I think they said not. I'm not allowed to take ibuprofen right now because they didn't want to. It does thin your blood, and they didn't want me to bleed anymore because I do bleed. That is one thing about redheads that is true. We do bleed a little bit more than the typical human. Um, which for since we're dead inside, that does not make any sense to me. Like, we shouldn't bleed at all if we're dead inside, right? That's my take on it, but nobody introduces I was nobody treats us gingers fairly. It's sad. Why are the comments so huge now? Um, oh, wait here. Streamyard has done it's doing stupid stuff. So, well, now it just made my screen super tiny. So I'm gonna pop this back out here because, woo, and I, I guess. So let's see. And that was for on tour to get him to sleep. A German doctor introduced him to propofol. You know, I like propofol. I've had that for a couple procedures, like when they just want to kind of knock you out for a little bit. You wake up like very quickly, like as soon as they stop the drip, right? You're good. Like, we use that for animals. I don't know if I don't know if vets started using that before humans. Usually it goes the other way around, but sometimes new anesthesia, veterinarians will I gotta lean up or something. I don't know why. My setup is like I said, everything's just a mess right now. But a lot of with propofol, I think we might have veterinarians I think they might have got it first before humans started it, but it was so easy on animals, like, they would wake up and just, no issues, like, so we used it for dental cleanings, well, mostly dental cleanings. So, it's I mean, not a lot of adverse side effects. I mean, you can OD on it, obviously, because rest in peace, MJ, but so we got Pat, Sassy, Steve here somewhere. I see Erica. Hello, welcome back. Oh, look at how big the bird looks now. I do like it yeah. I guess I might have to make well, you guys don't need to see me, especially tonight. I just look, I did put some makeup on. I can do that with one hand. I can't do this mass of it is what it is, but I do kinda think that maybe next year for Halloween, I'm gonna go I'm trying to think of who are um, like June Carter Cash. I'm trying to think of some of those '60s, 50s, '60s country singers, and they always had the really big hair, right? That's kinda what's going up on here for me right now, but, um I'm kinda liking it just a little bit, but it looks okay with the headphones, but when I take them off, it doesn't look as cute, so, um oh, yeah, see, dental procedures, yeah, they'll use propofol for that too. Um, I think back when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, I think they just hit me over the head with a baseball bat or something. Seems like because I remember waking up and it was not good, it was bad. Like I said, I don't think I most pain meds and things are a little weird for me, so, um, we usually stick like, when I go to the if I have to have surgery, they just stick with the same thing I've had before, and usually it's propofol, and then I always get that nice little pre-dose of the Versed, which is just like an anti-anxiety. I become such a talker. Um, I don't need truth serum, just give me a little bit of that Versed, and I'm telling you what, I was trying to hook up with a couple of the nurses. I don't even know if they were men, women, or what was going on behind their mask. I didn't care, when they had to go in and, I tore up my hip really bad and fallen off my horse. Like, I landed on my hip. I didn't have to have a hip replacement, but they had to go in and I tore the cartilage. I know I've been through it, guys. If there's a big en if there's something you can do that doesn't require you to break a bone, I've done it, I think, and I've usually done it around a horse, so, um, yeah, it's been I could be Wilma. Yeah, I like that. I gotta find a Fred, though. No, I don't. Never mind. I don't need no damn Fred. Um, Fred was kind of a loser anyway. I think he was kind of a jerk to poor Wilma. I don't know why she stuck around. She was pretty hot, and he wasn't. So, um, yeah, I love the propofol because I love when they say start counting backwards, right? And then you're like, I don't even remember counting most of the time. Like, I just kind of remember, like, all of a sudden you hear them say your name, like, "Hey, how you doing?" And it's like, "Did you guys just?" Because I had a colonoscopy. And I'm like, "Are you guys done up my butt?" Like like I said, that verse said it makes me a talker. So if you guys need any like state secrets out of me, that's the way to get well, crap. Now I just told the feds how to get all my secrets, but they'll never get my Google history cuz I'm paying to have that stuff taken off the internet cuz it's got to go. I can't stress enough how many times I've looked up how to kill people, how people die without um without things showing up on autopsies and drug reports cuz I just like to know things. Not that I want to go not that I want to hurt anybody. Uh but curious minds, right? Cuz we're all true crime people too, right? Like I'm like you hear those stories like, "Oh, they just found him dead," right? Um and I think I looked up aneurysms for a while, like like how do you make how can you give someone an aneurysm? Yeah, there's wild stuff on there. So I probably should I've just said too much. I've said too much. But yeah, we'll move on from that topic cuz I've probably just said too much. I'm looking out my window making sure I don't see any like woo woos coming up here. Uh I I don't think I'm old enough to be in the Epstein files. But I'm trying to think. I've not ever been to the island. I've never been on an well, wait, I've been on islands, but they're all in like Lake Michigan and stuff. Well, I guess I have because England and Ireland should count, right? But yeah, I probably at some point they're gonna have like the Tombstones files. That's what's gonna drop in like what is it? Let's see, like 20 years from now. I'm gonna die under mysterious circumstances, and that's what they're gonna do, right? Like it's all this that's going on, and you guys are gonna be like, "Yeah, I knew her. She seemed like such a nice person." Or maybe you won't. Maybe you'll say, "Yeah, she was definitely not right," which is fine because I'm really not right. I have to chew a little bit of gum because, like I said, this antibiotics are just I have nothing in me right now as far as I'm so dehydrated. Um, time not to piss off a nurse. Ooh, right? But I tell you what, I've had a couple ex-boyfriends, and then I heard that they got it done. I was just like, "You should have just taken the whole" Um, but, yeah. Um, some of them need to be just take it, right? Like, just take them. They don't need them anymore, get rid of them. Um, if they really want some hormone replay or testosterone replay okay, I'm not gonna stop there because otherwise, um, I will get into angry talk when when it comes to that stuff, but yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, see, and OB's even she's called me out, so about digging my hose out here. I gotta dig one tomorrow, I think. Hopefully I think I can operate the tractor. I've managed to drive with, like, one hand and flip the turn signal and everything with this one, so hopefully I can drive the tractor tomorrow, but, um but I like digging holes. I tell you, ever since we got, so I don't have a man around here really to do I don't have a man at all around here to do a lot of this stuff, so I had to learn how to dig the holes myself and move dirt, move poo from the barn, right? Like, I just had to learn to do that, and I found out I really like doing it, especially the digging the hole part. Those are fun, and, I'm not really into gardening, but I think I could get into it, if I could just dig the holes. Like, I planted a tree this summer. I I was like, "Oh, I could use a shovel." but why? I have a tractor and I have a bucket on it. I can just and everybody's like, "That's a really big hole for a tree." And I'm like, "Well," because I'm pretty sure my neighbors were like, that's a little like it wasn't a I mean, it's gonna be a big tree someday, but it's like it's not any taller than me." So, I may have went a little overboard with my hole digging, but the tree is very happy in the big hole. So, good me. I did something right. Hopefully that tree stays alive. Um, Sassy, I used extra fertilizer for it. And that's the tree on OB's anniversary or not the tree, but the hole that I showed on OB's anniversary video. That's the hole I was digging, and it's body size. It is. You could well, a shorter body. Like, I'd have to make it a little bigger if the guy was I mean, if the tree was bigger, the hole would have to be bigger. Um, he told her Graceland looked like it was decorated by Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, and you should never give a redneck money. Um, yeah, my mom loved frickin' Elvis, right? And I remember the first time I saw like, I'm thinking Graceland, right? Like, it looks so beautiful on the outside. I'm thinking, "Ooh, mansion," right? Like, the jungle room? Who the hell let him decorate? Like, I don't ugh. Somebody needs to let Stevie get a hold of that so he can fix it all up. Cause jeez. I mean, every ugly thing from the 60 well, I don't know, when did they move into Graceland? Uh, I don't know. I don't know all my Elvis trivia, but, like, every ugly color, every ugly kind of furniture and ugly rug is at Graceland. I mean, it is like a time capsule for the ugly 60s and 70s. It's just, or a hoe. I dig hoes too. All right, guys. So I've wasted about half an hour just talking about hello, Megan. My lawyer is now here in the chat. So welcome, my lawyer. If I say anything inappropriate, please address my lawyer, Megan and Megan. And if you want to get my Google search history, you'll have to go through her first. And I'm only allegedly digging holes in my yard, and only allegedly dug one big enough to put a body in. So, but I put a tree in it. I really just put a tree in it. But gosh, she is doing so well. Like, that natural fertilizer is just like, whoo. It's one of those, what's that tree? Very allegedly. Very allegedly. um, crap. Okay. Here, I'm going to show you guys a video real quick because I hope OB hasn't found this because I want to show you guys first. I'm going to pop off the comments off stage real quick. But all right, here we go.
And I felt like things were going really well. We were going on fun dates, we were talking all the time, and he recently started staying over at my house. And I'm pretty weird about my house. I don't usually like having people over here in general, especially men. There have been problems before, but I felt like he understood me, so I thought that it was going to be fine. Fast forward to tonight, okay? We started getting into this little ritual of having tea before bed. And so tonight while I was getting ready, he said he was gonna go to the kitchen and get started on making the tea. I can kind of hear him rummaging around through the kitchen, and it occurred to me he probably doesn't know where everything is. He has this jar of spices in his hand, and he says that he wants to grind spices for our tea, which fine, no problem. But he has this mortar and pestle, and I'm like, oh, don't use that mortar and pestle. Use the other one because this one is for grinding bones. And he gave me kind of a weird look, like he wasn't understanding. And I'm trying to explain to him, like, I have one mortar and pestle for grinding spices and herbs and things like that. This one is specifically for grinding bones. I don't like to mix the two. He's still looking at me like I'm crazy. And so I show him my jar of ground up bones to help him understand, because he just seems really confused. And then he looks kind of scared and he asks, whose bones are these? And I'm like, you want names? I don't remember all their names. I've been doing this since like the mid 1800s and I don't have that great of a memory. And then he starts getting all of his things together and says that he doesn't want to stay the night anymore. And then I was like, are you worried that I was going to grind your bones? Because that seems a little bit self-flattering to me. That's a different level of intimacy that we have not yet reached, sir. But he wouldn't even dignify me with a conversation about it. He just got his things. He left a bunch of stuff here and he got in his car and he left. Should I have just let him use the mortar and pestle? Do you guys keep yours separate? I literally hate the dating scene these days. I'm literally shaking.
Hang on. There. Can you guys hear me? I knew it sounded weird. Because I don't want to hear myself in the headphones. I just have it for sound, really. And then I realized I didn't have my cable plugged in for the internet, so it was getting glitchy. And then one of my lights fell over. So now I'm going to be all drowned out. And I have weird shadows. It's just, my life is a dumpster fire. I think I already said that, right? Yeah, if you guys want to bounce back to Obi, I'm not I'm not gonna be offended. But yeah, I know it gets especially with the I got a little, I don't know. I like the Epstein stuff, but I gotta take it in little doses because I'm so afraid. Like, yeah, I don't think I should be in there, but you never know. But so I think this girl she says something very, never use the same pestle and mortar that you use for your tea mixing and your other herbs and such. Don't use the same ones that you use to grind up your bones. Don't don't use the same one. You don't want to cross contaminate anything. Um yeah, just keep it clean and simple. I don't know why that would freak a guy out. Just be a good guy and you don't have to worry, right? Just be nice. Oh no. Um Erica missed it. um I got a cat bite on my finger. They had to slice it open down to the joint, do all that cleaning stuff, and then they leave it open so it can drain, and then they keep it wrapped up. Tomorrow, I'll get to see what it looks like underneath. This happened Wednesday night. Thursday morning, I went to the ER. And cats just have nasty. I'm not mad at her for biting me at all because she hurt. She hurt. Well, actually, the fact that she felt what I was doing enough to like bite me kind of makes me feel a little better because we're really worried about a nerve damage because somehow she hurt herself. She's one of the barn kitties. Um, she's not walking with her back legs. She can move them, but she can't stand up with them. So the fact that she felt me pulling and cleaning and stuff back there, that gives me some hope that she's gonna recover. Because the alternative, I don't want to think about. I'm not prepared for that quite yet. I'm not prepared for that at all. We've had enough for a couple till the new year. I can't do anymore. So, like I said, none of you guys have anything happen to you. Let's not talk about bad things until after the like first, and then we're just going to talk about nice things, and hopefully hopefully nothing else happens. All right. So I showed you Witchy Girl. I love her. I think I'm gonna play her more than once because there are some individuals that need their bones ground up. Just I mean, I don't say like after they go. Like, I don't say like natural causes, right? But um, so Mia, as you guys might know, she turned me onto a podcast, and then I saw that there was a book attached to the podcast, and I like to read books, and I can read, and it's called Women Who Talk to the Dead, and it's not like what you think. It's not like a psychic book. It's a this is gonna be cool. I watched a couple YouTube videos that this, FBI agent was where she was interviewed, but it is the true story of 200 forgotten murder victims and the relentless pursuit of justice by an FBI agent and a Detroit police detective. And oh, Pat, is this you? It could be Agent Pat. I think it might be. um, but this is in Detroit, and I thought this was really cool because I hadn't heard of this. So I she showed me the podcast. I'm going to read that or going to listen to that, but I've got the book first because I do want to read the book first. I meant to start it this week, but it's really hard to read a book when you're hopped up on pain meds. It's just not fun. So I did just watch YouTube, silly YouTube videos on like the ghost stuff we're going to talk about tonight. And then I watched some with the interviews with the FBI agent, which were really cool. So I'll just give you I'll link this book, Amazon. I'll link it in the Discord, and I'll put it on the community page on YouTube here. Um, but it's Women Who Talk to the Dead chronicles the remarkable journey of Detroit police detective Shannon Jones and FBI Special Agent Leslie Larson. Surrounded by skepticism and bureaucratic roadblocks, these women spearheaded Operation United, the largest coordinated exhumation of unidentified murder victims in FBI history. Through rain soaked cemetery digs, crumbling case files, and bone filled body bags, Jones and Larson assemble a team led by female forensic anthropologists, scientists, and investigators who methodically unearth Detroit's painful past. Their primary goal to identify the nameless dead and bring closure to families who had spent decades wondering what happened to their loved ones. Their ultimate goal to solve 200 murder victims. So some of these are all of the 200 victims from what from what I understand so far are some of them were this is like a no headstones. This is like a mass, not mass grave. What do you call it? Like the common burial section of of a cemetery. Like a lot of your larger ones will have these, and if you're indigent, maybe I still am taking some drugs. If you're poor, you can't afford like a plot. It's uber cheap to get buried, and sometimes they call them permit burials, and you just have to be able to purchase the permit. Especially if you're identified, like if your remains are sitting in a morgue, you're a murder victim. They don't know who you are. You're a John Doe, Jane Doe, a baby Doe, because some of these remains that they exhumed were babies and children, and some of them, some of the families didn't want. It sounds really nice when they said that some of the families were looking for closure. Some of them were not. um, so I think it's going to be a really interesting read. I wish it was a little. I thought it was going to be a little thicker. So I probably should. I probably can get through this in like probably, I mean, just a couple days, and I'll report back. And I'll also link the podcast. It's on Spotify, and I think he had to pay for it. I think it was like $4.99. Um, and like I said, it sounds really good, and this is something like I'm interested in. I don't know how interested you guys are in these things, but if you like true crime, you like solving cold cases, this is probably a book you would want to read, or listen to the podcast if you don't want to read the book. But I do kind of want to go through it and pick a couple of the cases out and talk about them, because I'm sure there's some good ones in here. There was a man, John Doe, that they brought up, that they did find out who he was. I'm not sure. I think they found out who murdered him, but like that person had been long dead. But which is probably going to happen with some of these, because these are like 200 people in this section of the cemetery in Detroit, right? There's a lot of old ones in there too. So I think they said they went. I know there was at least a couple from the 50s they were talking about, but yeah, well, I'll get it once I read it and get into it. We can discuss it. Hopefully, you guys listen to the podcast or want to read the book too, and we can just. It'll be a little bit before I can bring it up. We have to finish up with our cemetery stuff, but I think the cemetery talk will probably be a good segue into this into these cases. So that's maybe where I'm heading. I am indecisive, so something else might come up, but I'm really like I said, I'm really leaning towards this one. So that is, I think that's all the updates or other stuff. But I want, oh, there was one thing I did have to show you guys. I should have just made this, put this on the screen, but there's my finger. I am going to frame this, and I'm going to put it on the wall right back here. So hopefully it will stay with me for whatever I have for my YouTube career, if I have any more of a YouTube career. And no, I have not finished this section on my wall yet, because you can't put up wallpaper with one hand either, I found out. So all right. So tonight, I don't know if you guys can see this background very well. Let me see if I can move my big head over. What if I go down here like this? All right, look at that. We're going to talk cemetery guardians. And maybe I'll go up here like this. All right. And this is always, it's more folklore than anything else. I mean, there's not, yeah, it is folklore. But there's some really, I found some really interesting ghost stories that I thought were fun. I have one that is from Scotland, and then I found one that is voodoo based. And I don't know about you guys, I love voodoo. Um, and voodoo is not the it's not supposed to be bad magic, right? I think that's the I hope I'm not making this up. It's been a while since I've looked at I'm going to New Orleans at the end of February, right around Mardi Gras. So I'm going to the cemeteries, and we're doing all of that. We're going to do some cemetery tours. I totally plan on bringing you guys with me. Um, I'm going to do some lives from the cemetery. I hope. I am paying to bring my laptop and everything, because we're flying Southwest, and they charge you for everything now, right? Like, you don't get to even, you get your personal item, which is a backpack or carry-on, one or the other. So, oh, thank you, Erica. Sassy told me I had to get something interesting on the wall behind me, and she's totally right, because ever since I put just these two up, that's as far as I got. I love it, because I love crows and I love ravens. So I think it was, and then it still looks a little feminine because it's got the little daisies in it. So it's still kind of sweet, right? Um, Kind of like me, sweet and still a little goth. But so I will be down back to, it doesn't take much to make me lose track. So I will be down in New Orleans, and like I said, I'm gonna take you guys with me. If anybody wants to meet up down there, if you guys are down there, maybe we'll all go to some cemeteries together because that would be fun too. Um, but not if you're a stalker though. All my stalkers need to stay away. I think I only have one, but if anybody's deciding to become one of my stalkers, hopefully it's one of you guys that's here right now. Like Sassy can stalk me. I think Sassy pretty much kind of knows where I live anyway. So and she has my phone number. So, whew, yeah, she could probably really do a number on me. Get it? No. I'm sorry. I really do think oh, you're a so you going home. Figures. Um I know there's some I swear there's some of you guys that are down in that area at least, but um Sassy's probably sitting out in her garage with her little feral kittens. They're so cute too. Little Gimpy and Cersei. Um yeah, little babies. I'm gonna get sidetracked again if I start talking about cats because yeah, hiding in a are you hiding in a hole, Sam? Oh, you're outside my house right now. Yeah. There's a ladder on the outside of that one hole because the person I had in there last managed to get out. So I did just leave the ladder there if you need it. Cuz I'll let you get out if you want to. But that person was a little shifty, so yeah, they got out of that hole, but I'll learn next time. I'll dig it a little deeper. I got you say, you know, like I said, I am not that with it. My mental reflexes are very poor right now. Very poor. Um, let's see. Yep. So yeah, the New Orleans thing. So when I started looking in like, I was watching the videos on the cemetery guardians. Like, there's a few of these things that I'm gonna talk about that I've always done just kinda naturally, and a few things that, like, my mom did that I sorta picked up, and she picked up from her mom, my grandmother. So, they all sorta make sense to me, and I know I've been asked, like, these questions because, like, I hang out that sounds weird. I hang out in cemeteries, but, like, I go for my walks at cemeteries. I mean, honestly, if I were to fill out, like, a dating profile, I wouldn't say, like, I enjoy long walks on the beach. If I was really seriously being honest, I would say I love long walks in cemeteries. I would love to have, somebody just to hold hands with and walk through the cemetery and look at the stones, but most guys just, if they like that kinda thing, they're a little weirder than me typically, and, that's not what I'm looking for. I have enough weird in my life. I need someone to balance that to balance that out, but, yeah, I have yet to find a guy who likes to do that that's not, like, hanging out in a cemetery for other reasons. Uh, I don't know. For me, it's okay, but for some people, it's just weird. Um, but yeah, so there's little superstitions, like you always hear, like, "Don't walk on somebody's grave," like, that's bad, but I've never prescribed to that, belief really that much because it's kinda hard not to, especially in some, um cemeteries, right? Because the graves are close together, and you don't know some uh-oh, uh-oh, I hope I don't lose you guys. My everything just flashed. Oh, Streamyard, you better not. I'm gonna be mad. But, yeah. Oh, you know what? That's the guy I need there's a couple of them that I watch too, because I clean headstones as well. I've helped with a couple cemetery restorations, like cleaning the headstones, every summer except for this last one because I had a lot going on. I didn't do any. I did one. I'm sorry, I did do one. And then I did go check up on, like, my past headstones and things that I've cleaned and just, like, brush them off and make sure that like, weeds were pulled up and stuff like that, but I didn't get into any, like, real heavy cleaning or anything. Typically, I'll do about, I don't know, like 20, 25, during the course of the summer. But I've seen uh, I think there's more guys that are on, like, YouTube for headstone cleaning, like, those are the ones that have been popping up on my feed anyway, so, um, yeah, there's a couple of them that, I don't know, they're kinda cute, and they don't sound like creepy guys, so, yeah, maybe there's hope for me yet. Um, but, yeah, I think we're probably thinking about the same guys too, Erica. There's one guy, I think he's out of Oklahoma, and he is an absolute sweetheart. I think he found one, like, a cemetery off the side of the road, like like BFE, Oklahoma or Kansas or something, and he brought all of his l he I think he had all of his lawn stuff with him, and he just spotted it and realized that it was a cemetery, and then he just started mowing, and I was just like, I mean, he's married, so he obviously he's off the market, but I still thought it was very sweet, and, I like watching those videos, like, I would leave my one cat likes to watch them too, like, I'll just put them on, and she sits there watching the lawnmowers go, like, round. God, I can't think of his name, like, well, there's a guy in Florida too, he just does lawn care, free lawn mowing for, like, people who can't afford it, that are getting, like that it? I think that's him. Lawn care juggernaut. I think that's him. Yes, that's him. And he took that dog, he watched he was cleaning the sidewalk. He was actually the sidewalk had overgrown with, turf and grass, and he was scraping up the Al Blades, and I voted for him. He better run again because 'cause I'll vote for him again. I love Al. That's the one he's the one my cat loves. Like, she'll just sit there watching him, and I think he's just a sweet guy. But yeah, the Juggernaut guy, he watched this lady next door to this house. She was, like, hitting this dog, and he went up to her and he's like, "I'll take that dog." Or maybe I don't think he took it. I think he did at least ask her, and he just took the dog home, and he told his wife, he's like, "I'm bringing home a dog," and she was like, "Alright." And I was like, "Oh, they're very sweet." He's got a beautiful little girl and stuff, so but I really yeah, I like that. I'm not gonna usually I go to the cemeteries, I hope somebody else is mowing the lawn because I only like to mow my lawn just because I go out. I mean, I've got a lot of lawn to mow, but um, the headstone cleaning and everything, I'll get back into that this spring, and I do plan on doing videos for that. I'll take you guys along with me. We'll do some lives. I'll show you how to do it if you wanna do them yourself. There is I've watched some of these people cleaning headstones, and like, I freak out because, I see them like, really putting the elbow grease to it, and you don't need to do that. Um, and we'll talk about that. Like I said, I'm gonna we'll put all that stuff together that's on my agenda for us to talk about because that's part of the graves of the channel. We're gonna be talking about that. And then I in the Discord, I will start posting, I have all of the cemetery projects that I've done. I will start posting those in the Discord. I'll put them on the YouTube community page too. So if you guys want to check them out there, I'll post them in both locations. And And I think I already posted the product that you should use, but I've also it's called D3. If you decide to go out there, don't do it in the winter unless you're in a warm environment. Don't like if you're up here where I am in the cold tundra of the north, I don't clean any headstones till it starts to warm up outside, till after the any chance of freeze, right? Because if you spray stuff on there, if they're porous, you run the risk of, right, like doing more damage than good. So, hello, girl Ryan, and welcome. Welcome to, I think I'm going to call you guys the Boo Crew. I'm going to try it out. I kind of like how it sounds. So, for right now, but I'll probably change my mind again sometime because I'm already rethinking the channel name. Um, oh, that's what I was going to talk about earlier too, but um, I'll do that right if I remember. Anyway, I'll talk about that right at the end, or maybe I'll just save it for Tuesday or something. But um, cemeteries. That's what we're talking about tonight. So you guys have all probably heard, don't walk on the graves. I went one of my first trip to Ireland. We went to I don't even know how many cemeteries we went to. We went to like the old abbeys, like that are just ruins now. But there's all these graves, and they're just beautiful. And I was told by the tour guide, could have been lying to me, but they said to like in the I don't know if you've ever been to like those old churches that actually have the people are buried in the crypts below the churches. We don't have a lot of those in the United States. New England, there's probably some. I can't think right offhand which ones. I'll look them up for next time so I can tell you guys which ones. But like, especially in England, Scotland, Ireland, right there, you'll go to a church and when you're walking, right, you'll see like a big tablet that's laying in the aisle, and they're in the ground, they're along the sides of the walls, and those are the people that are, I mean, they're buried below there, they're in a crypt. So I was told that it is not bad luck to walk across them. It is actually a way of the people that are buried there to know that they're not forgotten, that somebody is still visiting their grave, that they're not, somebody's still coming by and visiting. And I love that thought, and I that's what I prescribe to. So I hear all these people like, don't step on the graves. Well, it's kind of hard, especially if you're going to clean a headstone. I mean, as long as you're respectful about it, and that's what we're getting into tonight, right? Like uh we're going to talk about being respectful when we go to cemeteries. I'm going to tell you why you should, because there might be some ghosties out there who don't like what you're doing. And I would not want any of you guys to be haunted or to like even run into somebody like Maman Brigitte. I'm My French is not good, or my Creole. So I don't want you guys running into any of them, because even though they're very sweet, they're nice if you're nice, but if you become a jerk, they're gonna get you. So, but as long as you're nice, they're nice, I think. So the cemetery guardians. All right. So these are the protective spirits, entities. They're usually just one, and they watch over the cemeteries. Now, this is folklore, so take it with a grain of salt, right? But I sort of believe this, because you ever go to a cemetery and you sort of feel like somebody's watching you? I've heard that. I've felt that. Um, and it's pretty like I hear that all the time. People are like, "Oh, it always feels like somebody's watching me." Well, yeah, because guess what? There's somebody guarding that place. And there's a lot of different thoughts, traditions, depending on where you come from, right? Scotland and England have a little bit different of an interpretation, a little different folklore. And like I said, with voodoo, with the African Americans that brought voodoo over to the US, to the New World, they had they have their own set of spirits that they believe that protect the dead. So it doesn't really it just their names change a little bit, but the concept is still is pretty much the same, right? There's somebody watching over the graves, watching over the spirits that do reside there. Depending on which way you want to look at it, sometimes it's just the one spirit watching over the graves. Other times you'll hear it's one spirit that protects the other spirits. It just, like I said, it kind of depends on their traditions of the region or country, um, what they prescribe to. So I personally, I kind of like the idea. This is my thought. This is the one I like, but you can like whichever one of these. You don't have to like any of them. Do you? um, but these are. It's typically the cemetery guardian is thought to be the spirit of the first person that is buried in the cemetery, and that spirit from the time that they're buried till forever, which can seem I mean, it could be a little sad, but also, I don't know, it's a little romantic as well, right? Like if that's your job, I mean, it could be fun. I wouldn't mind it. But I'm a lone wolf, so it wouldn't bother me so much. But so typically it is the spirit of the first person that is buried in that cemetery. And other traditions, like I said, it changes a little bit. Some say that the last person that's buried there is the cemetery guardian. So this means that that person that is buried there only remains the guardian spirit until the next spirit or the next deceased is buried in the cemetery, and then that spirit becomes the guardian. So the previous one is allowed to move on. Some religions believe that your spirit, like you're there, your spirit remains with you until, right, the second coming of Christ, until judgment day. um so that would make you think that, okay, maybe there's just one spirit watching over everyone until that time. So it's just a little different thought process, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. So I like the idea of that, the oldest spirit sort of watching over everybody and taking care. And what they're doing, they're guarding the spirits that are there. They're making sure that no one comes along and desecrates the graves, grave robbers, because that is a thing. And they're going to discourage anyone that comes in to do any sort of harm to the cemetery or to the graves. They're going to discourage that. So when we get into the voodoo, I have such a fun ghost story, and I can't wait. Like, I already want to tell it like right now because I'm excited about it. But so, like I said, they want to protect the cemetery, they're protecting the spirits, and whether you believe it's this first one that's buried there or if they kind of rotate from the last person that's buried there. And some religions actually believe, especially when you have a cemetery that is connected to a church. So this would be called a graveyard. So if a cemetery is pretty much like just a common term for any place we bury people. And that can be, I mean, that can take on many different forms, right? That can be a place where we scatter ashes. It's just a common term, but graveyard is very specific. A graveyard is attached to a church. It's inside the churchyard. These are a lot more common in Europe, England, Ireland, that sort of thing, because that's just how they did. Now, there are cemeteries over there that are not connected, but I mean, we have more of those probably over in this country than I think they do. But and Erica has a thing. I've been watching a little bit of Scotland Unplugged, which is a little bit where I watched, gosh, I watched a couple guys that were really good. Um, I think it's more their Scottish accent that I really like, but I like their storytelling too. Um, it's very, just the way the Scots can tell a story like no other people. Uh, I might be a little biased in that, so, that's what I aspire to. I'm hoping that 65% of, Scot that I have in me is, uh gonna help me be a good storyteller. I hope you guys are liking these stories. So as I'm learning, and growing, hopefully I get better with each one of these. Um, but like I said, so sometimes the spirits are they're a saint. So if there's a certain saint that a church is named after, Saint Michael's, Saint I'm really blanking on my saints tonight, but, if it's named that is the patron saint of of the church is usually the patron saint of the graveyard as well. And there's also animals that take the shape of these protective spirits, these guardians as well. Any of you thank you, Sassy Saint Peter. I j I've had a long life right now. It feels like I am way older tonight than I am, but, so people will say they've seen, spectral animals can be anything from a black dog. They've seen moving flames, which this one kind of I was trying to find, like, an interpretate like, an artist interpretation of this because 'cause I'm sort of wondering what that looks like. But they can also be just more like, an apparition, they can be shadows, and and if you're a fan of Harry Potter, like I am, there is in England and Scotland, they have a Grim, and this is the black dog, right? Sirius Black from, Harry Potter. You may remember, "It's a Grim, Harry, it's a Grim," right? Well, in Scottish folklore, it's called a church grim, and I think they call it a little bit something else, in England, but I just wrote down church grim. So, it can be a grim or a church grim, and this is just a dog, right? The spectral dog, and usually I it's a black dog. That's all I ever found that they said, is just a black dog. And this was because the folklore is, and I know they did this for real, so buckle up, guys. We all love animals, and we know they did some crazy shit back in the day, right? Like, it wasn't right, but they did it. Um, People were so nervous about a human person being stuck, right, as a ghost or a cemetery guardian, right? They buried a dog on the north side of the cemetery, and this dog became the guardian. So this was their grim, and this was in order to make sure none of the people, like their loved ones, didn't become the guardian because they want their loved ones to move on, go where they need to. So, um, which I like that too, but I don't want puppies to like it. It kind of, but they like I said, and they did this up until, like, even, the late Victorian era. So, hopefully they are no longer doing this. I don't think they are, but, it made me a little sad, and I almost didn't wanna bring it up, but, I mean, it is history, right? It's something that we need to I don't know, I don't guess we don't need to know about it, but it's something interesting to know. So that's probably where the Grimm came from is because of the and it's always a black dog, like I said, they would bury a black dog. Some reports we'll just leave it and say that they buried a black dog. I won't get too much into it because I don't wanna start crying tonight. I don't want any of you guys to cry too. So and I'm with you, Erica. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to combine all of them and find a way that I can flow all and pull them all together. Um, I love the history, I love folklore, the true crime, the mysteries, cold cases, and I mean, it all if you think about it, they all kinda link up together. Everything comes back to a cemetery at some point or another, because we all die, right? Momentum mori. It's gonna happen to us all, so, um it's, I love this stuff, and I'm glad you guys like it too. So it's especially the history of it, and let's see, where was I going here with ooh, ready for voodoo? Because I love some voodoo. I don't want any voodoo done on me, but well, voodoo's not like I said, I think that's the good stuff, right? Um, which tattoo did you get? Did you get a Grim tattoo? Oh, oh gosh, maybe I need to get one now, maybe. I think that would be kinda s I've always wanted a Harry Potter tattoo, but then I'm like, I think, I everybody thinks I'm already weird and a huge nerd as it is, so I think that would just cement that, right? And like Girl Ryan says, yeah, the role of pets in history, it has not been poor pets. If you ever read books like Black Beauty and stuff growing up, like, it's sad. Um I did, one of my short videos, I posted some of my favorite, some of my favorite headstones that I've run across, and I had Greyfriars Bobby from Scotland, who's buried at Greyfriars, Kirkyard, and if you ever heard that story now, he lived a good long life, and he was buried there, and people I mean, he is a huge part of Edinburgh history, so I probably talk about him at some point too, 'cause I love Scotland. I don't even probably need to say that anymore, but I really love that graveyard. It is just there's just so much beauty there. Um, Even though it is a little dangerous, apparently there's some parts that you can't go into because 'cause they've had problems because 'cause they're so, like, isolated, but, if you guys don't know about Greyfriars Bobby, it was a I wanna say it was a Disney movie, but maybe it wasn't Disney, but there's a movie out there about it, there's a book, and, yeah, it's a very sweet story, and, yeah, he's got a huge headstone, like, I feel kinda bad that when my dog passed away, I didn't get a I mean, I loved her, and she didn't get her a headstone that big, I'm, like, slacking, but, she wasn't beloved by an entire city either, just me, so, um, let's see, boop, I'm gonna pop down here. I got 1 tattoo, and I keep saying I'm gonna go back and get another one, and then I'm indecisive, so I don't even know, like, I keep having you know what, actually, Megan, you make a good point here. Momentum mori, that's what I've been leaning towards that because I would love, like, a tombstone with that and, like the old right, like the old headstones in New England, I think I would like something like that. I mean, my name is Tombstones. I should probably have one. So maybe, hey, maybe when I'm down in New Orleans, my brother got a tattoo one time when he came with me down to New Orleans, maybe. But yeah, I need a little liquid courage or something to I my tattoo I got down in Tampa or in what is it? Ybor City, and the guy knew I'd had a little bit to drink, and he didn't really seem to care, and I lived. I mean, and I didn't bleed, which was shocking for me, so it all worked out okay, but I did sign a waiver saying I wasn't, so, watching it, I love like I said, I love yeah, if it's something on Scotland, I've probably I probably watched it. So, um, and Megan's like, "Do it." Well, on the advice of my attorney, I now have to get one. So, that would be a really I haven't I was just saying because I have to get, I'm getting my TSA pre-check because my bestie that I'm going with, that she's been in the chat before, she has hers. Well, she has her global entry. I just am getting the antibiotics are not going well for me. Um, but I always feel bad because when we go, she gets in line. I have to get in the big long line and she can go in the other line. But like I said, I want to bring my laptop and stuff. And there is something so nice about not having to take off your shoes at the airport or put your right, like take your laptop and stuff out. So I am so excited to get this. I have my appointment set up for right after Thanksgiving. So woohoo! I'm so excited. But yeah, I was just thinking, I don't think I've flown anywhere for a while. Most of my trips have been all road trips. So yeah, this is I'm kind of excited about well, I'm not excited about being on a plane again, but I am excited to go to New Orleans. It's been a little bit and I love New Orleans. I know you guys have heard OB talking about it and I was already thinking about we were already talking about going for Mardi Gras or maybe going for St. Patrick's Day and we just did it. We just booked our hotel we're staying at very cool, like my favorite place down in the French Quarter. And yeah, we're gonna do the St. Louis Cemetery and a couple of the other ones. And like I said, I'm gonna bring you guys with me. And that's when we're right. It's gonna be some voodoo because Marie Laveau, she is buried in St. Louis number one. And so with that, I'm gonna pull you guys into the voodoo. And please do not get upset with me. I like I said, my French accent is not, and nor is my Creole accent, but I am gonna try to do my best. So with African voodoo, it's the Iwa Baron, and Iwa means spirit. This is the master of the cemetery. And obviously, this is the male spirit. Uh, I mean, I'll tell you who's really right. I'll tell you who's really in charge here in a second, though. And he's in charge of guarding the dead. And his consort, so his lady, is Maman Brigitte. And she also guards the cemetery with him. And they protect the cemetery. They like I said, just like with the other guardians, they're making sure no one desecrates the graves, that the spirits are safe, that no one's in there messing around, stealing stuff off the graves, digging up anything that they're not supposed to be digging up, right? And now the oldest grave in the cemetery is very sacred to Maman Brigitte. So you do not ever mess with the first female burial. Don't do it. She will get mad. And I don't think you don't piss her off. She seems like she's pretty nice most of the time, but if you get in there and you do something she don't approve of, yeah, you're gonna feel it from her. And I'll come back to the African voodoo in a second here, but there's also Santeria, which I don't know if you guys have heard of this. I only know a little bit about it. but they have called their warrior Orica is named Oya. I hope I'm saying it right. And they're associated with wind and lightning and death, and that's who protects their dead, which I assume means they protect their cemeteries as well. So symbolic guardians, which you probably have seen a lot of these if you've been in a cemetery. Now, these are statues. You'll see them. Sometimes there'll be lions that are outside of a tomb. Like you'll have two lions like guarding a tomb. These are symbolic guardians. You'll also see sometimes angels can be a symbolic guardian as well. And I've seen all sorts of things. I've seen lions, I've seen angels, especially angels with swords. That seems to be that's a pretty popular one. I've seen a lot of those, like outside tombs, on headstones. So that seems to be a popular one. I guess they're trying to tell you, hey, I got a big sword and I know how to use it. So don't touch this grave, right? Um, but it is to cut, and sometimes the lions, right? Think about it's supposed to represent strength and courage of the deceased, and they watch over the tomb. So it kind of serves a little bit of a double duty. So the person buried in there is supposed to be a big tough, probably a man, but they're also watching over and protecting that tomb. Now, I already talked about graveyard versus a cemetery. So cemetery, right? That's just a common generic term for anywhere bury where we bury our dead. And the graveyard is connected to a church, and is in the churchyard. It's real easy. So the only graveyards there are the ones that are attached to a church. I'm gonna say even if the church isn't there any longer, because there are a few of those are I would still call those graveyards. Uh, Even though I've seen them name them cemeteries, I would think that they would still be considered a graveyard, because it's gonna be consecrated ground if it was made next to a church on the church grounds. Um, and so many traditions consider taking items from the cemetery as bad luck. And it's not just bad luck. Um, if you're taking something from the cemetery, uh, you might have a guardian that doesn't appreciate it and they're going to come for you. So I don't want to scare you guys, not that much, but just don't. I wouldn't take home anything from a cemetery unless, like, if you're picking up trash and things, yes, please do that. But if somebody's got, I think I did talk about this before, where people stole the bronze veteran markers off of the headstones of veterans because they were bronze and it was worth some money and people stole those. So a lot of those have now been replaced with the little cheap plastic ones. And they'll usually swap those out at most cemeteries and give you the little cheap plastic one. Well, I shouldn't say too cheap. I mean, they withstand the elements pretty well. I did this for one of my uncles who had served in World War I, and he still had his bronze star, but it had been broken. Like one of the points on the star had been broken off. I did take that home. I replaced it with one of the little plastic medallion one that they have that they can put the little flag in, right? I did take it home. I let him know what I was doing. I told him, "Hey, I'm your great grandniece, so I'm going to take this home. I'm going to keep it safe, and it will be here for future generations." And I have I put something in place of it. I know some people look at me weird because when I go to the cemetery, I do talk. I talk out loud, um, because, right, like, I don't know if I'm necessarily talking to the cemetery guardians or if I'm talking just to just the whatever spirits are there, whoever's buried there, but That's something I've always done. Like if I'm cleaning their headstone, I'm letting them know, "Hey, look, this is what I'm doing for you." That's always a I think that's a good habit to get into. I always when I drive into the cemetery, that's like kind of just out of habit, right? I'm like, "Hey, hi everybody," or whatever you want to say. Just like, "Hey, I'm here. I come with good intentions." I usually come I'm just going to take some photos or I'm going to do some videos and uh, generally I don't have any issues. Like I've had some weird touching experiences at the cemeteries, but I've never had anything bad happen to me. Not by spirits. Like there's been some creepy individuals, like actual humans that I've run into that are creepy and stalkerish like, but yeah, for the most part I don't fear the spirits, but like I said, you I've always felt like there's somebody watching. So I do believe in the guardian spirits. Um let's see. And the graves do so cemeteries deserve our respect. They deserve our protection. And just like with anything else in life, we're all going to die. We're all going to be in one of these places at some point in time. I mean, even cremation, which is where I'm going to be interred in the same cemetery where all my family is. So if you think like memento mori, we're all gonna die. So if you're in there, I mean, don't. Like I said, when we've been talking about like uprooting cemeteries and moving them, right, with the haunted schools and schools built on top of cemeteries and parks built on top of I feel I don't like it because that's right. Rest in peace. I wonder how many if anything bad ever happened to some of those people. I really kind of would like to look into that to see like you always hear like the Hope Diamond is cursed, right? Like everybody that's ever owned it, something bad, terrible has happened to them. So I kind of wonder like, right? Like did anything happen bad happen to these people that dug up the cemeteries and put something else there? Yeah, we're gonna I have, one more story, like, I had to postpone Thursday nights because, yeah, my big fat finger, but I will finish up the cemetery moving on Tuesday night, God willing, if I don't cut something off or something happens. But, there's a lot of different ways that a lot of different traditions that people perform, like, to give an offering to so to speak, to the cemetery guardians. And typically, like I've seen different things like I've seen pennies, I've seen just little trinkets and things like left on graves. Sometimes that is more specific to the grave itself, but I've seen these at like when you go come into the cemetery. Some of them have big arches, like wrought iron, and some of them just have like, they're all sometimes they're all a little different. I've seen like pennies and all sorts of little things kind of left at the entrance to the cemetery. And I really didn't understand exactly what that was for, but those are offerings for the spirit guardian of that cemetery. And sometimes it says it's you leave 3 coins of the same color. So, like, you would leave 3 pennies, 3 quarters, or a quarter and a couple nickels, whatever. I see a lot of pennies because I think that's nobody wants pennies, right? Because they're not even gonna make pennies anymore, so leave them at the cemetery, I guess. But, if you go to a cemetery and you're not sure where like, some cemeteries are just kinda open. Maybe there's not a very good like, if it's a super old cemetery, there might not be much left, right, to mark the entrance anymore. What they recommend is you can do a few things. And I think any of these, you'll probably be safe. Like I said, if you go with good intentions, I think you'll be all right. Like I said, maybe just say, hey, I'm here to take a walk. I'm here to enjoy the cemetery. I'm here to visit someone, and something like that. You don't have to, but mm, I mean, I don't want any of you guys to get in trouble. I don't want anything following you home. I don't want you to wake up and have my mom Bridget, like, standing at the foot of your bed, tickling your toes or biting your toes. I don't think you want her biting. We've had enough bites for a while. Let's not tempt her. Um, if you can look for statues that don't have a grave, so sometimes you'll just see like there'll be like a angel statue that's maybe just sort of like decoration for the cemetery. There's not it's not a grave marker, but it's just an angel statue. That can be considered a place where you could leave an offering if you wanted. Also, says large trees that mark an entrance. Cedar trees are the most prevalent tree, and those are considered very sacred for, I think, just about, I can't even tell you how many different cultures believe that cedar trees they're important for the dead. I will definitely tap it because there's a lot to that, and I don't like, I'll just let you know that tonight, and we'll get into it at another time, because it's like there's so many cultures that have a little different view on it, but cedar trees are very important to many religions and many cultures. And it all relates to respect and for the dead and what they believe in. But you can leave, like I said, the gates, you could leave an offering there if there's cemetery gates, if there's like some sort of landmark there. Say there's a sign, like if it's a historical cemetery, you can leave a little offering there. Like if they'll have, like, those historical signs that they'll put up, you could leave a offering there. Also, and you could go, if you want to, this might take a little searching, but if you want to try to find the oldest grave in the cemetery, it's going to be a little hard in the big ones. But like, say it's just like a small little family cemetery, like maybe there's only 10 or so graves in there. You could look for the oldest grave in the cemetery as well. And like I said, you could do the 3 coins of the same color. Some people say you can leave tobacco, and the tobacco offering goes back to Native Americans, and I believe it's back to the Ojibwe Indians, if I'm not mistaken. Already forgot which tribe, but tobacco was very important to them. So when they would leave offerings for the spirits, it was usually tobacco. So people will still do that even now, even though they're not Native American cemeteries. People will still, some like, I don't know how much you guys know of like Wiccans, but that is a huge offering. A lot of Wiccans, when they go to cemeteries, like if they're collecting items for their work, um, they'll leave a tobacco offering. And I also read somebody had, like I said, there were some wild ones. I didn't write them all down, but one was like a specific number of coins that you were supposed to leave, but I like odd numbers. I like the number 3. I think I'm gonna start just leaving 3 pennies behind when I go. But yeah, I think, if like I said, if you have good intentions, I think you're probably gonna be pretty safe. But this is just some traditions that people have. You don't have to do it. Um, and then some of the guardians are said to be people who were protectors, not necessarily like the first person that was buried in the cemetery or the last person, but in their life, they were doctors or civic leaders or tribal leaders, things of that nature, or like say, like in Scotland, maybe they were a laird, or yeah, uh, uh, trying to think like a general, like they were leaders. They would they're assumed like if there's somebody very important buried in the cemetery like that, like an important leader, sometimes they're assumed to be the cemetery's protector as well. That they would naturally just step into that role when they are deceased and once they're buried there. Now, I'm going to get into the church grim, which we just talked about Harry Potter. Oh well, hang on. Let me get some your guys' comments here real quick. I see Sassy's got a bunch of them here, and I don't want to ignore them. So, um, I see Girl Round. We'll go back to the tattoos real quick. I want a tiny camouflage tattoo on the inside of one of my fingers, something I don't see every day, but something I see every now and then and reminds me, you're strong, been through it, you got it. I I think we all need something like that, right? Like I said, especially after this week I had, I need something to tell me to keep on trucking because some days are just not it's not easy, right? Need a little something that symbolizes to keep you moving. Um, but let's see here. Erica, my therapist says the same thing. The struggle is real. Yeah, I think we've all experienced some life is difficult and sometimes, I can laugh and smile and tell some jokes and tell some funny stories, but there could be a whole lot more going on the inside. I don't know how any of you guys were like that's just kind of how I learned to adapt when I was a kid. I would just laugh and joke and just pretend everything was okay. I don't know if that's more of a I don't wanna say that's just like a woman thing, but I can tell you most of the women in my family are have been like that. Like, we're always told to suck it up, and deal with it or whatever, and yeah, it's not necessarily a very healthy way to handle those things, but yeah. Um, and, my grandmother, Sassy says she has her dad's urn in her house, and my grandpa, he passed away, gosh, it's been a while now, like 7 years ago. His my grandma has his urn, sitting by his old lazy boy chair, in the living room, and he's got because he served in Korea, so she's got his flag there, because they present you with the flag because he was a veteran, and every time I go over there, uh, "Hi, grandpa," I still talk to him, so yeah, he's there, and, it I don't think it's I know some people get creeped out by that stuff, but, I don't, especially if it's someone you loved and somebody that like, I always feel my grandpa was, definitely he would have been one of these protectors, like yeah, he took care of people. I could see him being like a cemetery guardian. Um, yeah, and I definitely have I still keep thinking I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with I've got some of my pets, right? Like, um, I just kinda thought, like, when I pass away, I just told, like, I have it wrote down, like, just put all the ashes together, but gosh, there's gonna be a lot of them. If I live another 40 years, right, like, I'm probably gonna have a few more pets. Right now, I have my own like, I have a place to bury them, but I won't for always, I don't think. So, um, yeah, like, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. What are you gonna do? I'm sure some of you guys have, right? You have cremains of your pets and stuff. I'd like to know what if you guys did anything special to memorialize them, 'cause, and girl Ryan, I have an ex-boyfriend ghost. Like, I'm almost 100% positive. we will talk about that. That is one of my ghost stories. My bestie will have to come back on, and we'll have to talk about it because, ugh, and I don't know, he kinda straightened up before he passed away, like, he had MS, and it was really, like, really bad. Um, and we hadn't even like, it had been, like, 10 years since I'd even seen him, which was the last day when I moved out. That was the last time I had seen him. So, yeah, oh god, I tell you. Yeah, I'll get into that story because that's one of my ghost stories. So, it makes me never want to use one of those, the spirit boxes, because now I'm terribly afraid of somebody, like, asking a question and then not and somebody saying, like, the wrong person answers you back. Like, I was like, "Oh, you gotta be shitting me, like, this cannot be." Like, oh my god. Of all the people in the world that I wanna reach out to me from the other side, it's gotta be him. It's just, ugh, it's not fair. Um, Sassy, you do not need a peace pipe. I think you've got enough of those. S you've got medicinal herbs, right? I think you've got enough of those. Uh-oh, I'm gonna cough. Pardon me. I don't look cute when I cough or sneeze, so I should probably just shut my camera off when I do that. Sassy, if you want, I will look for you. I will bring you one back from New Orleans if they have them. I don't know. I would assume that they'd have that sounds like something, they would h right? Like, I don't know. Um, but I guess a true peace pipe, if it's Native American, you p yeah, there's gotta be, like, authentic. Maybe just go to a casino, and hopefully I'm not oh god, somebody's probably gonna say something, like but I mean, they sell, like, that stuff, right? Or, like, a powwow. They have those around especially around us, Sassy, like, I mean, all up in Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, right? They have all the big powwows going on for the different tribes, and they're beautiful. I'm sure they've got somebody that, right, like, that make and sell those. Like, I know my mom went to one and bought blankets and stuff, so, not smallpox blankets, but just blankets, but yeah. Um, we should go to a powwow, Sassy, that would be fun. Um, I would love to do that. Let's see. And hello, Morg, welcome. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Um, obviously, it's an expense is oh, if expense is not an issue, you're gonna want a full terracotta army to guard your yes! Oh my god. I want terracotta horses, I want some dogs, I definitely have to have cats in my tomb, like, I want the full like, everything. Not iguanas or snakes, I don't want any of those, but definitely those terracotta soldiers are the coolest, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm gonna make a note because that's a grave. We can cover that on this channel, right? Um, I'm putting that down because those things are so cool. Like each one of them has a different face. Like they're all different and it just blows my mind every time I saw it. But yeah, if I don't know, you know, too, having been down in New Orleans, I saw Nicolas Cage's, mausoleum that is up for sale, or maybe it's sold already by now, but it's a big pyramid. I might go pyramid. I don't know. Or maybe like a giant horse or giant cat. I'm gonna think. But yeah, I like that. I need like a couple like terracotta cats like guarding. Oh, that would be cool. Um, but yeah, maybe like a pyramid like the Egyptians, because I don't want any of my cats having to die though. So just terracotta statues. That's all I need, right? That's it. Um, are said to like what? What likes feathers? NA are said to like feathers too. Uh-oh, did I miss something? You guys gotta really help me tonight because, like I said, the pain meds are wearing off, and I'm pretty sure they scrambled my brains. Um, I think I know who I am, sorta. Sorta. And then a marble horse, lab, cockatoo would be nice. My budget, maybe Briar models. I have some Briar horses. It's probably about those probably won't cremate very well, right, though? So, yeah, those will have to, I guess we could just set them up around my mausoleum, um, or throw them in the hole with me. Like I said, I already have a hole prepaid for, but, the rest of it's up to me, so, yeah. Dollywood is on the bucket. Do you want me to have your ashes spread at Dollywood, Ryan? We could work that out. Like, if you guys need, like, final arrangements, I will help you. We could think of some really cool crap. Like, I know a guy that got buried on his motorcycle, and another like, there's a starlet from the '20s. She's buried in her pink Cadillac, like, in the car, like, in the ground. That's com we're gonna talk about her too, because that's some cool stuff. I but god, that had to been expensive, because I think she had to have, like, I mean, a big old pink Cadillac, right? Like the old ones, like, that had to take up some serious cemetery space, and I'm sure hopefully she still well, I mean, you can't take it with you, so, right? Make a big splash. Like, at least have the best tomb on the in the cemetery. Um if I die before my ex, I'm 100% haunting him. Yes. And you know what? That's probably what my ex-boyfriend said too. He's like, "You know what? That little ginger." Yeah. I mean, I made peace with him before he passed, but I still don't want him hanging around my house and me like, oh, it just I mean, I have to shower thinking about that. Mm-mm. Don't like it. Don't like it. And Girl Run, don't get StreamYard. No, I mean it is very user friendly, but every once in a while it just deletes stuff for me. And I don't think it's an operator error. It probably is. I mean, that's what they're gonna tell me, right? But it seems like every time I see like they've updated something to make it easier for us, it fails. It fails. And yeah, I came back, my dead air time was completely gone. Um I mean, it was probably time to reset the links anyway, but, it's still like, I've got all my stuff loaded on there, and it's just such a pain. And I know I'm not the only one because OB has issues with it too, so I don't feel and I think she's way probably smarter than I am, and if she can't get it to work right, I definitely am not gonna get it right. Yeah, the Chinese emperor had chariots and a navy. That is yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I and thank you, Morg, for mentioning it because, I think I would have probably come around it at some point, but it it is just so cool. Like, I just can't believe that. I should have been an emperor. Maybe I was in a past life, but yeah, mine would probably yeah, they're gonna find one and it's just all cats and horses. And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, that was me in a past life, 100%." So, yeah, like Egyptians too, but the Chinese emperor one is probably um, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that because that I mean, I don't think the Egyptians went to that crazy. I mean, like I said, every one of their faces is different and it's just massive. Um, yeah, and I've here the pyramids, like you see the photos, right? And they look really huge, but like I've told in reality, they are not really as big as what you think they are. So, and I've seen people like crawling through those little crawl spaces in the pyramids. So if those crawl spaces are that small, I don't think the pyramid is that big, um, but I do like that they loved cats. So I do have respect for them for that. And native thank you, Erica. Like I said, my brains are scrambled eggs. Yeah, thank you, Sass. Oh my god, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying, guys. I really I really, I'm trying hard. And Sassy, you were correct. You got one up on me tonight. See, I'm gonna point at you with my big fat finger. God, it looks even more perverted. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, that's just not I shouldn't I'm probably gonna get my stream taken down because they're gonna think I'm showing like sex toys or something. um let's see. Girl Ryan agrees. Same. I honestly don't want a grave, just donate me to Oh, okay, donate your body. I had a great aunt that did that, donated to science, and then when, they got her remains back, they can't remember where my great-grandpa, I think they just spread her ashes, like, with, um where my great-great-grandma was buried, but I thought that was kinda she had some kind of funky disease, though, so it was kinda I thought it was kinda neat that she did donate her body because it was, like, in the '40s. I don't think it was polio, but it was something that needed to be researched, so I thought that was pretty cool of her, to do that, but you could do green burials now where right? Like, they can like, mushrooms, like, they can grow mushrooms on you, all kinds of stuff, and like I said, again, uh, we'll get into some of those because those are, yeah, there's some really interesting ways that they do that, I don't know. I'm a little skeptical of, like, the cadaver farms because they do right? Like, because 'cause they've gotta do, um, lots of different situations, right? Like, but still, it's needed. So it is a noble thing to do, right? Because it is for science, and it is especially with like, we all like true crime, it's gonna I'm so sick of these antibiotics already, but yeah, it is if it helps solve some cases, if it helps, push science forward, I mean, don't let me talk you out of it. And yes, sassy, it's Marcus. It's fat Marcus though. So, and he's looking less like Marcus. He's just looking like Marcus swallowed something big. Cadaver farm. Oh, I don't wanna dox your brother, but, oh god, I would love to know what university you'll have to tell me privately, and I won't tell anybody, but, I would love to know because that oh gosh, that would be so cool. Let's see, make it a nut tree. If a tree grew up out of my grave, it'd probably well, maybe bananas. It could be a banana tree. Hello, Melissa. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome, welcome. All right, I've caught up. Okay, so I'm going to give you just a little bit on the Scottish folklore, and then I'm going to tell you a Scottish ghost story. Because, shoot, I'm at 2 hours already, and I swore I was going to take this young lady home. like, like 11 minutes ago. So, okay. So the Church Grim, we discussed Sirius Black, right? These are rooted in Scottish and English and Nordic folklore. And I'm just going to cover the Scottish and English. The Nordic got a little away from me, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys the gist of it. I think at some point I'll probably go back and maybe break them down and maybe make a bigger episode from each one. But for the ghost stories, we're this will be good. I think this is good. If you guys have any more questions, I'll be glad to answer them. But um, so in these three cultures, the 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 guardian of the cemetery is a black dog, and I jotted down here, think Sirius Black, Harry Potter, right? Um, and then in England, it's a large black dog, but it has red eyes. And these Grims protect against thieves, witches, warlocks, vandals, and most importantly, protects against the devil. And in Yorkshire, traditionally, the Grim is known to ring the church bells at midnight as a warning that a death will soon take place. When a new churchyard is opened, it was believed that the first person buried there, like I said, would be the guardian of the cemetery. So to prevent this, they buried a black dog on the north side of the cemetery. And in Scotland, now they believe the last person to be buried there was the guardian until the next burial took place. And now in Scotland, this is known as the fairy Cully. And that I'm pretty sure I'm saying right because I practiced that. Or wait, Cully. Yeah. I'm not getting my H out there very well because my mouth is dry. Or it loosely translate into graveyard watch. And in Scotland, and these are definitely my people, right? Because fights were known to break out when two separate funeral processions would meet up at the same time at the cemetery. So they would actually get into fist fights and full on brawls at the cemetery to see who got their person in the ground first. Totally Scottish, right? Well, no, I could see this going on in Ireland too, and England. I'm sorry, they're not as high class as what they think they are, but I mean, it was like it's truth. Like this is not folklore. This is on. They believed in it so much. Like yeah, they would fisticuffs. I believe this was the terminology that they use, which that is such a cool. I just love fisticuffs. It's freaking cool. Um, I would love. I no, I don't. Because if I had fisticuffs with somebody, I probably wouldn't just end up with a fat finger. It'd be, it'd be all yeah. I'm a lover, not a fighter. But yeah. So and then let's see, let's go down. All right, time for my ghost story because the next thing is the voodoo, which leads me to my voodoo ghost story. But let me tell you guys, this ghost story, and I'm not going to see your guys' chat just for the telling of the story, and then I'll catch up with the chat when I'm done here. And my mouse decided not to work. Okay, here we go. And this is called The Spanish Princess. All right, let me tell you a story buried deep in the soil of the Scottish Highlands. A story the locals still lower their voices to repeat. On the coast of Morven, beside the ruins of Kiel Church, there's a stone coffin carved so long ago it looks like it grew out of the earth itself. And for centuries, people have whispered about the stranger they buried there, a young Spanish noblewoman, the victim of a Spanish Armada ship that exploded just offshore. Some call her a princess, some say she was a highborn lady fleeing a doomed voyage. Whatever the truth, her body washed ashore alone, carried by the black tide. The villagers did what any decent souls would do, wrapped her gently, laid her in the coffin, and sealed her into the highland soil. She should have slept quietly, but the dead are only quiet when they are whole. Now, many years later, came a Highland soldier. After his friend had fallen in battle, he promised to return his body home and bury him with his kin at Kiel Church. The man carried his friend's body home and buried him in the churchyard. The man, not yet wanting to part with his friend, sat and kept vigil that night over the grave. As he sat that night, cooled. Oh, wait, hang on. I missed a part. He sat that night as the fog rolled in from the sea. Then, to his amazement and fright, he watched as the spirits began to rise from their graves. They drifted calmly toward the sea, silent as smoke, except for one. A woman stood beside the stone coffin, her dress gleaming like wet silk in the moonlight. Her hair clung to her shoulders as if she had just stepped out of the water. She didn't move. She didn't follow the others. She simply stared down at her own grave. The man's courage broke somewhere between curiosity and terror, but he forced himself to speak. "Why do you stay?" She lifted her head, and her voice, he said, was soft, but carried a weight you feel in your bones. "I was taken home to Spain," she told him. "My people carried me across the sea." Then she raised her hand. "But they left behind what belongs to me." Her smallest finger was gone, clean gone, as if cut away. "I cannot rest," she whispered, "not while part of me lies forgotten in this cold ground." The man swore he would help, but the moment he stepped toward her, she vanished like wind over water. The graveyard fell silent. Every spirit returned to the earth except hers. And that's why the locals still say, on nights when the tide is low and the air stands still, you can see her wandering the edge of the cemetery, bent low, searching the grass, the stones, the very dirt beneath her feet. A princess looking for a single fairy finger left far from home. And if the wind shifts just right, you'll hear her plea carried through the ruins. Return to me what is mine. And I had to include a finger because of my finger. All right. Yeah. Funeral fights. Real, right? If you're, I yeah. You can add Scottish and Scottish, Irish. The Irish are really, really, really violent. I think they're a little bit maybe more violent because I think they drink a little more. Well, no, I think they all drink. Um, I like the Irish Donnybrook. Oh, what's Donnybrook? Do I know that? I might know that one. I'm gonna write it down. Is it a ghost story? Because if it is, I'm gonna go look it up. I need so if you guys have any favorite like folklore ghost stories, let me know and I will read them. Hopefully, I won't mess them up as badly as I did that. I feel I could have read that a little bit better, but I am just oh yeah, I'm not going to blame the antibiotics anymore. I hope you like that one. That is folklore. Obviously, there's no proof that a Spanish princess was ever washed ashore from the Spanish Armada, but I think it's kind of a beautiful story too. I can envision just this beautiful Spanish princess, right, with long black hair and just roaming the cemetery. I love those stories. So I'm going to move on to the voodoo. And let's see, I was telling you about, oh my gosh, how did I left off mid. So we were talking about Maman Brigitte and how she protects, right? The very first female buried in the cemetery, that is considered hers. Like she takes ownership of that grave and you do not mess with that under any circumstances. And I want to do I think I'll do like a little in-depth episode about that when I'm down in New Orleans where voodoo is very prevalent where they believe it, right? Um and maybe I can get a little bit more information while I'm down there to kind of round out the story. Because some of this, I mean, I found some articles and watched some YouTube videos, but there's got to be a little bit more on Maman Brigitte. And I just love her name too. Like I love saying it, and I hope I'm not embarrassing myself when I say it. But I have one last ghost story, and then I've got to take this young lady home here. Um, and my kid does have school tomorrow, so I can't believe I said she could stay until I was done streaming. So, oh, I know what one you're talking about. Yep, if you're white, Irish, or just white and violent, right? That's my best Stefan impersonation. But yeah, sure, Irish. Yeah, they're gentle. So are the Scots. We don't get into uh, we don't get into trouble. And yeah, I'm gonna be down. We're gonna be there the day after Mardi Gras because I do not trust myself. During Mardi Gras, I was either gonna go. We kind of thought about going St. Patrick's too because I've done that before. I don't trust myself. Now it looks like I have ears on my head, but yeah, I don't trust myself St. Patrick's down in New Orleans either because that is a it's like Mardi Gras, just like maybe a step down because they take it really serious down there too. And green beer makes me nauseated. So, Sassy, I hope my finger when I come back and it's all dressed up again, something else. I'm gonna ask them to make it look. I will stop and get googly eyes so I can make it Marcus for you. I will do that just for you. Um, but that's all I'm doing. I'm just gonna put googly eyes on him. That's it. Just in case, because yeah, what if it gets infected or something? Okay. Um, you know what? I didn't even think about that, but that's the day we get there is Ash Wednesday, and I just realized I can go to um Lafayette Square, the cathedral, the big church. Oh God. See, I'm telling you, my brain's scrambled eggs up in here, right? Um we could probably go. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh God, thank you, Melissa, because that wasn't even St. James. Thank you. I have blanked out on all the saints tonight. I think what did I say? St. Matthew's or well, no, I think that's a new one. Oh, St. Andrew's. Um, yeah, I'm just spitballing now because now I think I'm smart. And Jackson Square. Thank you guys. I'm so embarrassed. I should have postponed tonight too, but yeah, you guys always cheer me up and I needed a little boost. So I know I think I'm supposed to do that for you guys, but you always make me a little more cheerful. So I had to come on. But okay, one more ghost story. My mom Brigitte. Hi, Deanne. I haven't seen you in a while either. Oh, you guys are all popping up. Welcome. All right, you're in time for my very last ghost story. Let me get hydrated. So hopefully I don't mispronounce anything or uh-oh, hang on. Somebody's here. Did you want to say hi? I think somebody wanted to say hi. Want to say hi? Did you say hi? Are you? Yeah. You say hi, Tansy? She's getting so big. I think her ears are finally growing. They're not so tiny anymore. Aren't you a beautiful girl? Yeah. Okay, sit on mama's lap. Eventually, I'm gonna get like a second webcam, and I'm gonna just have the Tansy cam. That's the goal. I have to get another. I ordered a monitor, like a curved screen monitor, since it was Black Friday. I found one that I wanted. So hopefully now I won't have all this glare and stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of excited. Moving up, right? Uh, but yeah, okay. Go start. Oh, hey. Just because that's wrapped up doesn't mean you can bite it, you little turkey. All right. I'm gonna read my ghost story and then I'll catch up with chat and then I've got to bounce. But I'll let Tansy come and talk to you guys one more time before we go. Because she's been sleeping this whole time, so now she's like all riled up. All right. So this ghost story is called The Keeper of the First Grave. They say every cemetery has a first grave, the one that opens the door for all the others. And in Haitian voodoo, that grave belongs to Maman Brigitte, the guardian of the dead. Most people never think about who the first buried woman was, but there's a small southern town where the first grave is more than a name in stone. It's a warning. The locals tell the story of a girl named Elise, quiet, soft spoken, loved by nobody more than the grandmother who raised her. When the grandmother died, Elise buried her in the oldest part of the cemetery. The ground so ancient it felt hollow. None of the town folks would help. They said that section was claimed. But grief makes people brave. Elise dug away. That night after the funeral, Elise went back to lay fresh flowers. The moon was thin, the kind of moon that barely gives enough light to make out your own hands. She stepped back between the stones and the air shifted, cold first, then hot enough to sting her skin. Someone else was in the graveyard. A woman stood by the fresh mound of earth. Her hair was long and wild, streaked like fire in the moonlight. Her skin looked ashy, almost glowing, and her eyes were the kind of eyes that see everything you are and everything you're hiding. Elise, she said, as if she'd known her forever, you dug where you shouldn't. Elise tried to speak, but the woman raised one finger, long, sharp-nailed, commanding silence. This ground belongs to me, to my first daughter buried here long before your town ever existed. Elise's breath caught. Are you? Maman Brigitte, the woman finished, a small smile tugging at her mouth, equal parts kind and terrifying. And your grandmother wandered into my keeping last night. Elise felt tears sting her eyes. Is she okay? Maman Brigitte tilted her head, listening to something deep beneath the soil. She is quiet, but she is not at peace. Someone disturbed the rites meant to guide her. Elise swallowed hard. I didn't know what to do. I just buried her myself. I couldn't afford. The Iowa stepped closer, the earth warming under her bare feet. Child, she said, you honored her the best way you knew how, but someone else, someone living, touched what they had no right to touch. From the shadows behind the headstones came the soft clatter of footsteps retreating, not a ghost, but a man. A thief who had dug in the wrong grave looking for valuables the night before. Maman Brigitte didn't turn, didn't chase, didn't even raise her voice. She just whispered, stop. And he did. Not by choice, by fear so sharp it rooted his feet to the dirt. She glanced back at Elise. Go home, child. I will finish what you started. Elise backed away, watching as the Iowa walked towards the trembling man, her shadow stretching long across the stones, curling like smoke. Nobody knows exactly what she said to him, but the next day he left town without a word, pale as the dead. Elise returned to the cemetery at dawn and found her grandmother's grave peaceful, the soil smooth as though by a careful hand. At the foot of the stone sat a single rum bottle, its glass scorched, a sign that she had been there. And from that day on, anyone who tried to steal from the graves or disrespect the dead in any way say they felt eyes on them. Eyes that saw everything, eyes that demanded respect, eyes belonging to the woman who guards the first grave. I have goosebumps. And I already read that story a couple of times and I just got goosebumps from it. That's my mom Brigitte. And her offering when she, I believe it is when she has protected a grave, when she has claimed rights to it, she will leave a bottle of rum and it will be scorched because she's by her, because I guess she's hot. So, which tracks. She's a voodoo woman. But yeah, I hope you guys like that one. That was, I think that's one of my favorite ones that I found. I just look for folklore, like ghost stories. I know usually we dig them up from, I dig them up off of Reddit, like the encounters and such, but I kind of like these old folklore stories. I have a whole book of Irish ones that at some point I want to kind of dig into. So, all right, let me go back up and chat here. I wish, I need a little seat for for a little tansy to sit on up here, but I guess my hand bandage is it'll serves, but she looks like she's really happy. She likes to sit up here like this. She's my special girl. Mm. She's been taking care of her mama. You want to sit up here? Okay. I think she's going to hang out on the desk. Um so let's see. Where did I leave off? Let's see. We're gonna talk about Lent. Once I gave up carbs for Lent, the first carbs I had were on St. Patrick's Day, green beer, green bagel, I'll never forget. Um, I gave up Mountain Dew one year, and I didn't make it. I'm terrible at Lent. I'm trying to think if I ever made it to, like if I ever made it all the way through. Um, I just started picking things that, like, I knew I could get away like, I could do. I know that's not what you're supposed to do, but I do remember, seems like, because my birthday is right there, and I went out for my 21st birthday and we drank green beer, and yeah, it it does not look as pretty, like, that green color does not look as good when it comes back up. It was hor that and, I think we did some Jaeger bombs or something too, and I can't smell that stuff without just horrible, just, like, my body still remembers what happened that night, and it was not pleasant. It was disgusting, but and I love licorice, so, yeah, it is horrible. Let's see. You might get flagged. See, I said that earlier, Sassy. Like, this thing is looking like it doesn't look her anymore. I know. I'm so excited for tomorrow morning. I drop the kid off at school and then I go directly to Kalamazoo, um, where the drugs and Tim Allen are from. And then the hand surgeon's gonna peel this off, and I surely hope it's smaller when they wrap it back up. Otherwise, I'm gonna do it myself. But yeah. Why was the stream not titled Stones gives everybody the finger? But I'm giving everybody the peace sign because even if I was flipping everybody off, like, yeah, I tried to flip off some guy who cut me off, and it was just like I'm going like this at him, and it's not the same. If I still have a bandage on Tuesday, or well, I will still have a bandage. We'll see what it looks like. I'll name Tuesday's episode. Why? Yeah. Um, Go Ryan. Are you gonna drink? Yeah, drink some green beer for me because I'm not drinking it. I do fully expect to at least have a couple hurricanes at what is it? Oh my god, scrambled egg brains. Is it Brennan's? What is that? Yeah. Oh no, O'Brien's. I'm sorry, O'Brien's. I think it's still there, right? Like, I think it's still there. Yeah, O'Brien's. Um, because that place is cool. If it's not there anymore, I don't tell me because I'll just be disappointed when I get there. um, she is a real kitty. She's all real. She purrs and she sleeps in my hair. This is probably part of the reason that, like, yeah, I can't. It is just, yeah. And I can't do my hair with one hand. And yeah, it's just messy. It's just messy. But she's real. And I made her a little sweater. Like, I took an old, those boot socks that you just pulled up around your calf and they stuck out around the top of your boots, like your tall boots, right? I cut off part of it and then it looks like she's got a little turtleneck on. It was cold that day. So it was like snowing and I didn't want her to get cold. So, not the finger. um, I don't want you to go, but yeah, I did. Well, I gotta get a kid home. So, yeah, I hear them over. I'm sure they're enjoying the fact that, mom is preoccupied in here and they have some alone time. So, yeah. Um, yeah, Sassy, I'm gonna say that I think you have a weird fascination with my finger, and I'm starting to question, are you my next stalker? I need one, and you're pretty safe. Like, I feel safe. If you wanna be my stalker, I'll allow it, just because I do trust you for the most part, and I know if I put you down in the hole, you can't climb out, so, yeah, because 'cause you're pretty good about staying in that. That's a long story, right, Sass? Yeah, let's see. Oh, she's back. Hang on. Oh, she went to eat. Oh, come here. Ah, she's climbing up my sock. All right, come up here. Pretty soon, it's just gonna be the Tansy show. She's just gonna come up here. It won't be me any longer. She's just gonna log on and be like, "Yep, Pat O'Brien's." Ooh. Oh my god, I love Danny, you don't say that. No. Well, screw that. I'm gonna get my money back now. I'm not going there. No, I'm still gonna go. There's still that strip club, right? um, I don't even remember what that club is called anymore. It's been a minute since I've been down there. I used to go down all the time when I lived in Dallas. Like we went several times. Like I love New Orleans. It is. I'm fully going to be. I hope you guys are watching that week. I'm going to be on that live cam. You just wait. And Danny, I heard you talking the other night. I was listening, but I couldn't participate in chat. But I'm going to draw that hopscotch right there. I'm bringing some chalk. But damn it, Danny, it better not be closed because I know that place. Like shit, we went in there the last time I went. I think we sat there, and I swear we waited for an insane amount of time, like, to get our drinks I mean, like, to get a table because there were, like, 6 of us, to get a table, to get our drinks, and yeah, COVID just COVID just screwed everything up. Like, my stores that used to be 24 hours, they're still not open. They all close at 11. Like, what are we living in here now? Come on. Um, I am Danny, you better just be messing with me. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna go. Oh, whew. Oh, so there's still live sex clubs. Okay, I'm good. That's fine. I'm good. Yeah, I got into the last time I went. Yeah, I lost some money because the girls not me, not me. The girls I was they they there's an upstairs, I guess. Who knew? Yeah, they're like, "Hey, can I borrow 20 bucks?" And I'm like, "You have ones." And they're like, "Oh, no, you gotta have 20 or whatever it was to go upstairs." And I'm like, "Why do you wanna go up?" Ew, yeah, and I heard stuff. I don't want I won't be doing that, guys. I won't be doing that. I will draw the hopscotch on, Bourbon Street. I will be out there in front of that live cam, but yeah, no, and plus, you know what? I don't have to pay for guys to to watch them take their clothes off. You could just stand out there on that street for a little while, and some guy will take his shirt off. I mean, they're not gonna show you everything anyway. And why would I shoot, just get a guy drunk and I mean, save your money. Just get him drunk, right? You won't have to pay. What are you doing? Oh my gosh. I have a parrot now instead of a cat. I will let's see, it's the day after Mardi Gras we get there. So, Mardi Gras is the 17th, we'll be there the 18th until Sunday the 22nd, and we'll be down there every night, and I fully intend to be yeah. Um, maybe I'll just message you, like, on Discord or something just before, because yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm bringing, like, my big ol', Um, my chalk, I've got some sidewalk chalk here left over from my nieces and nephews when they brought it out here. Okay, Tansy wants to go away now. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm still excited, even if Pat O'Brien's isn't I can't believe that. Oh my god. Yeah, that's on our list. Like, my bestie that I'm going with, I was t "You gotta go there." just not gonna tell her till we get there, but, yeah, we're gonna do, St. Louis, number 1. I've been there once, but they have a night tour now, so we're gonna do that, and then there's a night plantation tour, which is actually outside of, I think it's outside of town. I forget the name of the plantation, but we're gonna go do a night ghost tour there. I'm gonna see, if I can maybe film a little bit of it. I don't know if they probably won't let me live, but, I'll see if I can film a little bit of it and maybe just, like, show you guys the clips, but I'm so excited. Like, it's been a while since I've been down there, and I might get a tattoo. Megan told me I could, and she's my lawyer, and, yeah, so if Megan said I could, then I can. And I think it's gonna be a tombstone. I'm pretty sure I think that's where I'm gonna go. Sassy, I'm sorry, I'll keep my finger because Sassy gets turned on when my big old finger. Melissa, it sounds like the never follow someone to a second locate. Yeah, I let them go upstairs, and I went to another location, and yeah, it was a got this is not that kind of show. So, yeah, it was, this is for ghosts and cemeteries and dead people, and, yeah, dead people because of true crime. That's that's it. We're not well, unless it's sex crimes, but they all lived. So, but, yeah, um, I did hook up not hooked up like that. I did meet a stripper down there that, I couldn't I couldn't shake him, like, he just kept DMing me all the time, and I'm like, I don't know. He didn't need a green card or anything, so I'm not quite sure why yeah, I'm not quite sure, yeah. Dean and I recommend a club called the G Spot. That's where the okay, I'll look I'm afraid though, especially if you and Dean hang out there, I don't know. Is it a girls club or a boys club? I don't know. I don't know what you guys do. But yeah, so the 18th is when we'll be there, and I'm staying down in the French Quarter, so I'll be just a couple, like, I think, like, a 5-minute walk to the French Quarter from where we are, so yeah. Definitely doing the hopscotch, and Sassy, stop looking at my finger, you pervert, and alright, I'm gonna start wrapping up here, I'd starve and no. Well, so I keep this finger is so big. Um, I'm gonna do the turtle soup that OB was talking about, and there was one place. This place better not be for it. Probably is closed too now, but I'll find someplace else with it. They had the best etouffee that I have. Oh my god! Like it was so amazing. Like, it was so good. I love seafood, so I'm gonna be a happy little camper. And then, there's gonna be, um, beignets every morning. Since I figure we're gonna be walking a lot, I can probably, handle the carbs, so I'm gonna go for it. And yeah, Cafe Du Monde, so that's on the list, and, oh, there was one other place somebody told me about, but if you guys have any food recommendations, like, let me know. I'm not eating at a place called the G Spot or at a strip club. Um, I know. I'm I'm a weirdo. I'm just not gonna eat. Yeah, not gonna do that. But, oh, we went to is Chatham what's his name? Channing, whatever, Magic Mike dude, does he still have a restaurant down there, or did that get closed up too? Because we went there, and they actually had pretty I actually can't remember what I ate when we went there. It seemed like it tasted good, but I was, like, about 3 or 4 hurricanes in at that point, and, yeah, it was bad. Actually, Danny, I think I'm gonna get a face tattoo because I hear that's what all the girls are doing now, so that's where I'm gonna get, like, a face tattoo or maybe, like, right on my forehead, like a spider web with a tombstone in the middle, and I think it'll complete my look. I think I'll look pretty damn sexy. I'll just have to, yeah. Especially walking up and down Bourbon Street. I mean, think of all the people are just going to stop and ask me. I am going to do Stevie. Hopefully, Stevie better be listening, or he better come back and be replay, because he showed me a trick to pick up men. Um, you're supposed to go up, shake their hand, and then twirl them, and then just walk away. And apparently, they follow you home. So we're going to try that. Laura and I are well, anyway, she came in here with her real name, but Bestie and I we're gonna see how who can work that the best. So that's gonna be maybe I'll do that in front of the oh, maybe I'll do that in front of the live cam. That'd be kind of fun. So yeah. Anyway, very excited. I can't wait to go. Like, as you can tell, like I'm already like I'm already geeking out about it, especially all the cemeteries. And I'll definitely be doing the walk by Anne Rice's old house, and what is it, Lafayette Cemetery #1 that's over there. So I'll be doing that. Yeah. They made a movie about my friend who ate at every restaurant in NOLA. There was 400 or so at the time. Whoa. Even the bad restaurants? I mean, ugh. That'd be oh my gosh. Yeah, but that at Touffet that I had, I know where it is, or it was. But yeah, that stuff was so good. And then I had like I'll have to get the photos out because it looked really dirty. But it was like well, it was dirty rice and this big old piece of sausage. And the way they presented it was pornographic. I'll have to find the photo of it. And nobody seemed to like, I'm looking at it, and the girls that all went upstairs, like this was the next day. And I was like, hey girls, what's this look like? And they didn't find it as funny. I didn't know them very well. Like, they were acquaintances at best. So yeah, they didn't appreciate what I was showing them, but I thought it was funny. It just looked like a big, pin on my plate. So no, not like I said I'm gonna do Stevie's trick. That's what I'm gonna do. And he keeps telling me that's what I need to do in my quest. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get through a couple more and then gonna go. Should I do a henna face tattoo first, or just a I don't even know where I want to put. I really don't. I'm not gonna do a neck or a face tattoo, really. I don't know. Unless I go to prison. Maybe I need if I find out that the feds are after me and I am on the Epstein list, I will get a neck and a face tattoo, because I'm going to have to look like a tough bitch if I get sent to federal prison. But cuz they're going to need a scapegoat, right? Like, somebody's going to have to go down, and it's probably going to be me. But I don't think I was old enough at the time to allegedly be involved with any of that. Oh God, I don't want to. Let's see. Will you do set? Oh, well, never know. Never know, Melissa, what can happen. It is New Orleans. See what happens while I'm down there. I probably not. I talk a big game, but I don't know. Let's see. And Morg loves food. Well, Morg, I will get that photo. I will put it up in the Discord. I just ran across it the other day, and I'm like, that still looks like a pen. It's a big old piece of sausage. It was huge. Like, took up the whole. Like, I've never seen. All right, guys, I'm getting slap happy. I still have to take this nasty antibiotic. I got to take a girl home. Gonna break my son's heart, but he'll see her again this week, so she's here all week. But all right, oh, a butthole tattoo, like a cat. Oh, what about I've always wanted like a cat. You know those ones with the cat? It has the cat butthole and the cat. That I could get that one. Like, no. All right, still not doing unless I go to prison, and then yeah. But I'm also learning how to make toilet wine. So if I go to prison, I have a trade to fall back on, and I figure if I can get people drunk, that I can make people happy, and maybe the ladies won't beat the shit out of me. That's what I'm hoping. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. I am going to be back on Tuesday night. Uh, I'm going to show you what my finger looks like on Tuesday. And yeah, I'm going to title the episode maybe my dirty little finger or something like that too. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Tansy says good night. She's ready for mom to go to bed too. So all right, guys. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. And I will see you later. Good night. But I still have to push buttons here, so hang on. Try not to make a stupid face as I sign off.